Alright, so we're going to look at inspiration and the mechanics of breathing, so effectively breathing in and out. Inspiration is breathing in, and here's a diagram. So we can see that this here is your diaphragm, this pink sheet here, and also on here. Obviously this is your lungs. These are your intercostal muscles between your ribs, and they can't be viewed here, but they would literally be between these ribs here. So what we're going to look at is what happens when you breathe in. It's important to know that the atmospheric pressure is the same as what is inside the lungs, so the same pressure is inside the lungs, and what happens is that creates a vacuum to suck air into the lungs. Now if I click this button here, what we'll see is a key change. Okay. What we've seen there, if you see the difference between this and this, and I'll do it again very quickly, is that this space is increasing, and I will now explain how it's increased or why it's increased. So when you suck air into the lungs, what happens is that the intercostal muscles contract, and what they do is they move your ribs out and up, and your diaphragm also contracts. And when the diaphragm contracts, unlike it being up here relaxed, it moves down to create more space. This process where the ribs move up and out and the diaphragm moves down creates a greater cavity in the chest area so that the lungs can inflate and allow more air. We'll just watch it again. Okay, so the whole process is about creating this space here, making this space bigger so it can fill with air, so the lungs can fill with air. Okay, so that's inspiration. I'm now going to take you through and look at expiration. Okay, so expiration is effectively the opposite. At the moment, we are currently got our lungs at the largest stage, so here's a view of inspiration. You can see the diaphragm's down, the intercostal muscles are out. What's going to happen is that you want to force air out of the lungs. So if we watch this now, we can see that this chest cavity's reduced, and I will tell you how that happens now. So when the chest cavity reduces, what happens is the intercostal muscles relax to pull the ribs back down and in, and then the diaphragm relaxes and pushes up on the lungs, bulges up on the lungs to force the air out. And we'll just watch it again. So intercostal muscles relax, pulling the ribs down and in. Diaphragm relaxes, pushing up on the lungs to force air out. Okay, the whole process results in the chest cavity being reduced, and if the space is reduced, that forces air out of the lungs. And that is the mechanics of breathing.